Hello world, welcome to Shaun Small Talk. We have special guest Matthew in the building. How you doing?
Yeah, not too bad. Shaun, yourself?
I'm doing great, thank you. Welcome.
Pleasure to be on here this evening, man. Pleasure to be on here.
So it's actually the second time that I met you. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad, not too bad, you know. Been good as of late, been real busy. Co-op and the band, everything else. It's been good.
I see you're keeping active and you're doing a lot of great things. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, I could talk a little about co-op, what I'm doing there. I go to University of Waterloo for civil engineering at the moment. I'm just heading into my 3A term.
Yeah.
But the great thing about Waterloo, they've got a co-op program, right, which allows you to get out in the field and actually get some jobs that are specific to your field, right? Mm-hmm. And also gives you the opportunity to gain field experience, which is a wonderful thing. Because I always say, there's only so much you can read about, so much you can hear about in the classroom. You got to go out and actually apply it, see how it's done. That's a whole different ball of wax, right? So
that's true. That's you got to get hands-on experience.
Well, absolutely. That's so.
Because otherwise, if it's not real life experience and you're not actually in the field, then it's hard to learn. Do you agree?
That's it. Yeah, forget about it. It's not going to work.
No, not at all. So how long is your course?
It's a 5-year program. Yeah,
wow.
So I still got quite a ways to go left, but a lot of co-ops in there, so a lot of areas to dip my feet in, get a little wet, and it's good.
That's right. So what value do you put on education? Because I know a lot of people, my guests here, they rather go down the route of entrepreneurship.
Yeah, well, you know what? It's interesting you asked me that, because there's a good quote I heard, it was, don't let school interfere with your education. Mm-hmm. Because, like I said, school in some ways is going to hold you back from doing what you really want to do. Yeah. Because school, I find it's trying to mold everybody to fit a certain thing. Mm-hmm. And that's not always the best, right? Because maybe, you don't always fit in, right? You know what you want to do, and you know not necessarily what you're learning is applicable to what you're trying to do. Right, so it can interfere in many ways, right? But the basics, the fundamentals, for the youngsters, learning how to read, learning how to write, you do your basic, your math, arithmetic, whatever you got to do. That's really important, because you use that in everything. So
what advice would you give that 18-year-old student who's just starting university?
The 18-year-old student just starting university, I'd strongly advise, think about what you're doing here. What program you're going to for school, is it really what you want to do? Because if it's not, do what I did, take a year off, try to get an internship, try to go work somewhere, because let's face it, nowadays, school's a lot of money, it's no joke. Yep. So you really want to be sure that this is what you want to do, and you can't always believe the hype, because people, and you don't want to have the FOMO thing, right? Fear of missing out, because, it's tough. You're a senior in high school, you're still maturing, you're still developing, you don't really know where you want to go, but everybody's saying, hey, man, you're going to university, you're going to college, yeah, I'm going here, I got accepted a year. You feel like you're missing out on things, but that's great for them, but it's not necessarily maybe the best thing for you. So,
I agree.
Put your feet back, look at the bigger picture,
take it day by day.
That's that. And the great thing about going to work, getting involved in things is you learn about yourself and you learn about what you're capable of.
That's correct.
And it gives you the opportunity to fail and to make mistakes. And that's the thing, we're being groomed to perfection in a way, especially my school, Waterloo, it's tough to get in. A lot of these other schools too, everybody works hard, they got to get a high average to get in. So once they get in there, they're so used to being perfect or thinking they're perfect. Yeah. And then they're afraid of being wrong about things, right? Which is why you don't have a lot of class participation, The teacher will say something and then nobody raises their hand, right? Yeah. Because they're afraid of coming up with something new or something new and then being wrong, right? But there's another good quote I heard. Yeah. One gentleman, he said, if you're afraid of being wrong, you're never going to come up with anything original, and you're never going to be original. And that's where it interferes with stuff like entrepreneurship. Because, like yourself, you got to be confident, you got to be have your vision.
Trust your craft.
That's it. Trust your craft, right? Refine your brand, and that's what I like to tell people too. When you get involved in things, you build up a set of transferable skills like communication, collaboration. Your personal skills, right? And then that gives you the opportunity to refine those. Yeah.
So you mentioned that getting into school is hard. What's harder, getting a job or getting into school?
It depends. I mean, for me, it was easier getting a job, definitely, right?
Yeah.
Everybody's got their strengths and weaknesses, right? But yeah, to get into school, it's a tough feat because, again, studying everything that goes into it. You're expected to be at this level. Maybe you're down here, so you got to get up there, right? And
Yeah.
it's tough.
Because why
It
I
takes
asked
dedication.
that, I have a lot of friends that graduated from university and college, and
Yeah.
you know, they had a difficult time to get into the course, but when they get out, they realize that they have no experience.
That's the problem.
So
right?
how do you
No
change
work
that?
experience. So, like I said,
Volunteer, I don't know.
exactly. You know, you got to take the initiative and do whatever is necessary to get the leg up on the next
Mm-hmm.
person, right? That's just the way you got to do it. And that's why I stress this so much. It's so important to do something you're passionate about and do something that you think you can really get behind. Because if you're just kind of going through the motions of, yeah, okay, I'll go to school, I'll get a degree in this or that, you know, if you're doing it with half measures,
Yeah.
you're not going to really be inclined to go out and do the extra bit, right, to get ahead.
I
That's
totally
the problem.
agree.
Right? Yeah,
So let's talk
absolutely.
about your music. I see that you play in a band. I see you create some great music. Talk about
Thank
that.
you very much. Yeah, playing two bands actually. One's a hard rock metal band called Nervecast, and other's more like country rock, pop rock called the Hollow Bodies.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, how I started playing with these guys. Well, back in high school, high school, I had my first band, Blitz.
Yeah.
That was formed with a bunch of guys. One guy I went to middle school with, and we kind of parted ways. Then we started talking again in high school. His name was Chris Saunders. And then he went to Aquinas, St. Thomas Aquinas here in Brampton.
Yes, I
Guards
heard of
program.
school, yeah.
Yeah, you got it. And then he met a gentleman named Jacob Turk and said, "Hey, Matt, you know, I got this new guitar player. We should start jamming again, man." So we started doing that, and then we started playing gigs and stuff like that, getting out on the scene. So it was pretty cool, you know, good
So-
experience.
Did you have any big gigs in the city or abroad?
Yeah, we got to play at Brampton's Rib and Roll down at Gage
Oh,
Park.
yeah?
Yeah.
Which
one
is
day, man.
once a year, right? It happens?
Once a
couple
year,
days?
yeah, in May.
Yeah.
Usually end of May it happens, but yeah, that was
That's
fantastic.
exciting. So you as a music artist, where do you see this going? Is it a career? Is it a hobby? Because I know a lot of music artists that, you know, cannot pursue that full time.
Well, I fit into that category certainly right now, right? Because I'm still trying to finish my my degree and everything in school, so it's tough. It's tough, you know. It's not like how it was back in the 70s and the 80s, right?
Yeah.
Without before social media and stuff like that, and all these other factors that are in there. But yeah, it's just a constant grind, you know. You just got to keep, you got to believe in what you're doing, and you know, try to keep pushing any way you can. And whenever you have the gig, you go all out there, right?
So-
give the fans something to see, give them their money's worth.
That's right. So on this podcast, do you plan to sing for us? I'm sure you can sing. You are a vocalist. We can do that afterwards, but can you?
No, I'm not a singer, unfortunately. I can drum for you, right? If you want, you can check out my Instagram, YouTube channel, right?
Yeah,
55 Drummer Boy. Yeah, you'll see all my drum solos, everything else up there. Some of my band's material.
But 2020, you're going to start singing, right? Be a vocalist.
Yeah, potentially. I'm not saying no to anything, you know.
That's exciting. So what's on your mind?
What's on my mind?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man.
What are you thinking about? I know there's millions of thoughts going through your head right now. What's on your mind?
What's on my mind? Oh, finishing co-op. Finishing this past co-op term. It's been a real experience, I gotta say, Shaun.
Yeah.
Working for Skygrid Construction.
When's it done, the co-op? Is it next year? Or
I finish up, my last day is January 2nd.
Wow,
So I still
eh?
got a couple days to go. But it's good.
That's
you know?
exciting.
Just hit slab on grade a couple weeks ago, and then we just finished P4, and now we're decking for P5 parking levels.
Congratulations when that time comes up. So looking at your